The Morgana team in Genshin Impact has been consistently dominating the Abyss, being the #1 most played team in almost every patch. What is the Morgana team? Why is it so strong? Those are common questions I still see today, and well, today I'll answer those questions. To get started, the Morgana team made up of Venti, Mona, Ganyu, and Diona. It is possible to do substitutions here and there, for example, using Kazu instead of Venti, using Xingqiu instead of Mona. However, the replacements are not as good and it's nowhere close. Because of that, the Morgana team for 99% of the time is fixed into a team structure like this. This also means for a lot of players, it is hard to draft this team because it does require 3 very specific 5-star characters. Although, imagine not having both Venti and Ganyu, which are 2 of the strongest characters in the game. What the fuck are you doing? The team was originally called When Morgana when it was first created, which are made up of components of each character name in Chinese. However, when translated, people simply refer them to as Morgana, using it as a reference to the popular League of Legends character Morgana, which perma-frees you into place, which is exactly what this team does. It perma-frees a mob into place and delete them. But it is so strong not just because it contains 2 of the strongest characters in the game, both Venti and Ganyu. There is an incredible synergy between Venti and Ganyu that this team utilized very well. While Ganyu is the most famous for her really good charge attack from the distance, her elemental burst is actually what drives this team forward. Interestingly enough, Ganyu elemental burst is actually not random. At least not really random. See if you can figure out how Ganyu Elemental Burst work, and I'll review the answers in about, 5 seconds. Ganyu Elemental Burst will fire 50 Icicle over the span of 15 seconds. However, if you're playing on the mobile phone, which is 30 FPS lock, then you only get 46. Get scammed. These Icicles are then later split into group of 5 for a total of 10 groups. Suppose you're fighting enemy with 5 or less in numbers, then at least 1 Icicle from each group is guaranteed to hit the enemy per target. So that means that each target is guaranteed to be hit by 10 Icicles. If there's more than 5, then the targeting will just be fully random. Let's slow the earlier clip down and pay close attention this time, and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the third group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Observe how in every single group, at least 1 hit was guaranteed onto each enemy. But there's more. The Icicle are actually AoE, meaning that when they're stuck together like currently on the screen, the Icicle will actually hit multiple targets per Icicle. Icicle AoE is pretty big nonetheless. Here, observe how the Icicle is here, but the Hilichurls on the right still got hit. This makes a huge amount of difference in damage and you don't even know it. So let's consider when we're facing a single Hilichurls and we consider a single group of 5 Icicles. What will happen is that 4 Icicles will drop in random location, maybe around the Hilichurls, and doesn't hit the Hilichurls. But at least one of these is guaranteed to hit him, and thus this do about, let's say, 100 damage. 100. However, what happens if we add another Hilichurls in and we put them next to each other? What's gonna happen is that this Hilichurl is gonna get hit by this Icicle and it's gonna get 100 damage taken to him. However, because the Icicle is AoE, the nearby Hilichurl will also take 100 damage. However, the next Hilichurl will get targeted by the next Icicle in the same group. So here we actually have 2 Icicles hitting each individual Hilichurl. So this Icicle here target this Hilichurl, and this Icicle here target this Hilichurl. Once again, this Icicle right here will do another. Once again, this Hilichurl right here will do another 100 damage. However, this because it's AoE, it will do another 100 damage to the other Hilichurl. So by fighting 2 enemies instead of 1, we now do a total of 400 damage instead of the 100 damage that we did before, which means we have 4 times it our damage. Let's consider adding a third Hilichurls in and let's see what happens. Adding a third Hilichurls in means that 1 more Icicle is now guaranteed to drop onto this Hilichurls group. And once again, this Icicle is going to hit all 3 Hilichurls. That means that it's going to do 100 damage to this guy, 100 damage to this guy, and 100 damage to this guy. Now first, the original 2 Hilichurls, or the original 2 Icicle, will also be doing 100 damage to this guy. So now we have 900 damage in total. since each Hirshu is now taking 300 damage and there's 3 of them. So we went from 100 damage to 400 damage to 900 damage. This right here is actually called a quadratic goal. Suppose we have n number of enemies, then the amount of damage we're going to do is actually going to be n squared. To be exact, it's going to be theta of n squared since this is the lower bound, because random icicle can still drop and further increasing the damage rather. Generally, the more enemy you face, the worse it is for you, because your ability cannot hit every single enemy. At best, you play something like Xiao and just do the same amount of damage to every single enemy. However, Morgana actually benefit from fighting more enemy. It actually gains damage from fighting more enemy because it has a quadratic scaling, while almost every other team damage we can trend down. Morgana is the only team that benefit from fighting more enemy. So, how can we possibly get everything stuck together in one place? Maybe we need some sort of black hole. I'm glad you asked because, well, that's what Venti does. Conveniently enough, we do have a black hole that sucks everything in. But not only it sucks everything in, it also refunds you 15 energy to Ganyu, which lets you spam more elemental bursts, which lets you get more quadratic damage scaling, which lets you do more damage. It's just, I don't know what to say except the word unfair. People also have this common misconception that Venti does